When we look at Mount of Olives, which is right not far away from where we're sitting right now, we can see that the literal fulfillment of this verse can very easily happen. One thing we do know is that Christ will come physically. His appearance is very important because it says the eyes of men will behold him. There's also going to be a supernatural manifestations all over. The whole earth at one minute will see him. And so there would be some kind of a supernatural phenomena from the heavenlies that will attract the entire attention of the earth. It has to be. And then those who will live around here, specifically this verse is for them, they probably will see some manifestations on the Mount of Olives and Christ that are different than if I look today at Mount of Olives and see the mountain sitting there in its tranquility and, peaceful fashion. I'm sure it will be different then. There will be a lot of commotion. There will be a lot of supernatural manifestations that God will reveal himself through Christ, and Christ himself will come and will land, I believe, right on the Mount of Olives. And then, of course, we have there a large graveyard right now of many people, even David's tomb and others that believe that because Christ or the Messiah, the Jewish people, even non-Christians, believe the same way, that when Christ or the Messiah will come, those will be the first to be resurrected because they are buried in Mount of Olives or close to the Mount of Olives. And so again, there will be a lot of the resurrection part. There will be the commotion of his arrival. There may be the split of the mountain. All the functions of the heavenlies, sun, moons, and stars will take different shape. And so we are expecting real dramatic moments around here.
This is the Golden Gate, the gate through which Jesus passed on his last entry into Jerusalem, when the people cried, "Hosanna, Hosanna to the Son of David," and hailed him as king. It is now walled up, as you can see.
It is said that one of the Muslim rulers of Israel remembered a prophecy from Muhammad in the Quran that when Jesus returns, he will enter in through the gate called Beautiful to take over the city of Jerusalem and reign as the King of Kings.
Afraid that Jesus might come and usurp his throne, he walled up the gate to try to keep him out, and thus fulfilled Ezekiel's prophecy.
This gate shall be shut, it shall not be opened, and no man shall enter in by it, because the Lord, the God of Israel, hath entered in by it. Therefore it shall be shut.
And what about the last part of the prophecy found in the book of Daniel, after the rock smites the image?
Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
This stone smiting the image signifies the end of man's kingdoms and rule on earth. Compare this stone with the following verses, and the interpretation becomes very clear.
And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
At last, the world will be governed fairly, with true justice, liberty, peace, plenty, and happiness for all. No longer will reign the cruel, selfish philosophy that gives the world to the strongest and to the mightiest, in which might is right. There'll be no more crime, vice, corruption, bribery, or injustice. Jesus, his angels, and his resurrected followers establish a righteous government with true justice for all.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. For the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Millennium. It's a Latin word meaning 1,000 years, used by Bible prophecy students as a name for this amazing period, this golden age of peace on earth. During the millennium, while the Antichrist is cast into the lake of fire, the devil who possessed him is bound